What's going on, all my fantasy basketball fans out there? Welcome to the Score Fantasy Basketball Podcast. I am Waiver Wire Queen, and this evening I am going to talk about some players that I really love. These are mainly guards because these guys are considered stat stuffers or have the potential to be stat stuffers. So that means they are going to score points, they are going to rebound and assist. Some of them are already there and are going to continue to grow and be potentially double or triple threats. And then some of them are kind of sort of working their way to this place. All right, hit that like button before we get right into it and subscribe for more fantasy basketball for the upcoming season because we are about to start in a few days and I want to make sure that you guys are ready and I need to be ready because whatever I recommend to you guys is some things that I'm considering too in order to build my team as well. All right, let's jump right into it. Okay, so the first player on this list is Gillian Alexander. He is the guard for the Thunder, the starting guard. Last season they were kind of trying to move on from him and trade him. And during the draft, they drafted a ton of guards, which was strange to me. But then they went and extended him. Okay, that is fine. However, this kid is super talented. He has the potential to be a multiple categories player for a categories based league or head to head points based league as well. So you got to realize he's averaging 23, 24 points per game, 4 to 5 rebounds, 5, 6 assists. That is what I consider a stat stuffer. And he has the potential to play really good defense. And so you want to add some steals in that mix and maybe a block here and there. So this is what I mean by a stat stuffer. He's going to stuff the stat sheet every night with points, rebounds, assists, potentially steals and blocks. That's what we are looking for from our guards because in a categories based league, that is multiple categories that your guard is being active in and able to help you win. And in a points based league, hell, if you're averaging 24 points per game, 5 rebounds, 6, 7 assists, steals, and blocks, you are on your way. And if you have a player like that on your team, that player is definitely going to help you position yourself to compete at the highest level and beat your opponent every week. And that is the goal. Win as many games, make it to the playoffs, and be the best team, the last team standing, the number one team, the winner. Another player I really love, and I just wish the Spurs would allow DeJounte Murray to play some more time. I mean, they kind of monitor all of their players' minutes. This kid has the potential. He averaged 15.7 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. The defense is really there. The only thing that he really needs to continue to work on is his shooting. His 3-point field goal percentage has to improve. I can see him elevating and increasing those point totals to about 17. And then the rebounds, you figure 7 rebounds from your point guard is great. That's excellent. And then if he can increase those assists, because as a guard, as the point guard, you want to see him getting more than 5. So if he can get to that 7 range, on some nights he may get you a triple double, which is great production from your guard. And then again, when you're adding in steals, because he is a solid defender, he's long, he's going to steal the ball at times. This is great value, and he is definitely a stat stuffer and has the potential to increase his all of his stats and be an even more appealing guard that you're going to draft. De'Aaron Fox, he is on his way. De'Aaron Fox is just so talented. There's not much I can say. People forget about him because he's on Sacramento, and you rarely hear anything about the Kings. So you're like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, him. Yeah, him. He's really good. 25 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds, and almost 2 steals per game. Now, those rebounds you would think would go up. So what I'm looking for him is to see that rebound total increase. So if he's a 25, 7, and say 6 rebounds per game guy and he's getting you steals, that is great. I love his game. He's going to stuff the stat sheet up every night for you and be one of the best guards that you can target and draft in fantasy basketball and he will help you win your league because he's their main guy. He just is. Another player, one of my favorites, Lamelo Ball. That's right, Melo's one of my favorites. He started last year off coming off the bench, not playing much, just kind of inconsistent minutes, which obviously your production is not going to be that great. But once he took over that starting job, he averaged 15.7 points for the season, 5.9 rebounds, 6 assists, and he's getting 1.5 steals per game. So he's going to be the full-time starter. So you can expect him to continue to stuff the stat sheet. However, all of his statistics should increase because now he's getting the full starter minutes because they have the confidence in him and they have better overall talent around him. So 15 points, I want to see that go up to 17. The rebounds should go up to about 7, and the assists should definitely go up because the kid can pass the hell out the basketball and he'll find you anywhere on the court. And he's long. He's not really a good defender, so I was surprised about the steals, but he's definitely long and capable of getting some steals. So he is a great stat stuffer. He's going to help your team in multiple categories on most nights. And the only thing I will say is that field goal percentage may hurt you. However, he can work on that. That's a place for improvement, right? He can improve on that, and sky's the limits, right? Sky's the limits already, but with a better field goal percentage, that's even more categories in a categories-based league that this young man will help you in. And definitely points-based league, if he's getting you 17 points, 6 rebounds, 8 assists, 1 to 2 steals, that is great production from your guard spot. And you got to realize you're not even drafting him in the top 10. So great value. And my final player that I have on this list, and this is just a select group, I have several more. Khris Middleton. Yes, Khris Middleton is a stat stuffer. Everyone always sleep on Khris Middleton and don't really believe in his game, but he's going to get you 20 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists per game. He's going to play defense and get you at least 1 steal a game. He's going to shoot a high percentage from the field. He's going to shoot a solid percentage from threes and free throw line. So you have a total player, a complete player at the guard forward spot who is going to stuff the stat sheet as a guard. So these are pretty much all guards right here that I'm discussing. And I'm not talking about the top 5. These are players who are right outside of your top 10. Some of these guys are in the top 20, okay, top 30, whatever. But these guys are right outside of the top 10 of overall players, but are really great players who are going to really help your team in multiple categories as well as points-based league because they are stuffing the stat sheet. And that's what you look for when you are drafting players. You are looking for players who are going to help you out overall in multiple categories, okay? You don't want a player who can only score to be in your starting lineup, okay? That may be somebody you look for off of your bench, but to be your starter, you want your starters to be able to do multiple things to help your team. You know what to expect when you're drafting the top 10, the first round. What you don't know is what's going to happen after that. But players like the guys I just mentioned are going to take your team to the next level. They should take your team to the next level, and they are stat stuffers. They're going to stuff the stat sheet and help your team in multiple categories. And in a points-based league, they're going to get you a lot of points because they are doing multiple things. They're not restricted to just, say, rebounding. You know, you may have a guard on your bench who can only score. You may have a guard on your bench who can only get assists. They may get you a few points and a few assists. Combination of things. These guys will get you multiple stats and should help your team. And some of them will shoot a high percentage, and there are others, their field goal percentage may not be as good, but it doesn't mean that these guys still won't help you compete at the highest level, because they simply will help you compete at the highest level and position you to win your fantasy basketball league. You're taking it game by game because the season is long. You have games every day, every other day. It's a long season. So you have to prepare early on and then position yourself. And positioning yourself, you do that by starting with the draft. The draft is the most important thing, and you want players who are going to help your team in multiple categories. That's just what it is. And players like the guards I mentioned will do that for you. All right, y'all hit the like button and subscribe for more of the Score Fantasy Basketball podcast. Make sure you check out my live draft. We are having a draft for Wired and Plugged podcast tomorrow at 10:15 p.m. Eastern time, so 9:15 p.m. Central time. We're having our draft for our fantasy basketball league. So check it out. I will, as I'm drafting, I'll give some advice, and then I want y'all to rate my team and rate the league, see who has the best team. I also have a few videos that I recently released. Check out the video I released on October 16 on breakouts and underrated sleepers. I have several players on there that you should consider targeting in your drafts. And then also you can check out the video I released on some great platforms to consider using in fantasy basketball. So if you are a commissioner looking for a different platform, I did a video on a Yahoo platform, and I also did a video on a sleeper platform, which has a total different format than what we are normally used to in fantasy basketball. So consider those options. And then these two videos will help you as a new commissioner create your league. It'll go through how to create your league, some advice on different formats and setups with stats and everything, and roster formats. So check it out. All right, y'all. Again, hit that like button and subscribe for more of the Score Fantasy Basketball podcast, and just share it all with everyone. Leave comments on whatever questions you may have on this video and anything fantasy basketball. I am here to help. I will respond to all of your comments. All right. Peace.